You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster? Millionairex.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit Millionairex.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my 2 books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
I used to work almost 14 hours a day. Every day he was sending me money for lunch.
Every day is when you go to work?
Exactly. Every day when I go to work.
But did you not feel creepy? Wait, of course he was giving you money all the time. But did you knew that he could actually afford you to such extent?
I never really let my mom see that I was dating someone who was giving me money, whatever. Fortunately, I was like, okay, fine. I don't feel like it's gonna work for me in the office because I see there's money, like a lot of money, and it's not mine.
Did you feel like you were gonna end up stealing it?
I did a little bit.
Watch Sleigh Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. A key location in the history of the transatlantic slave trade and the story of our foundational Black American ancestors. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. We'll visit historic sites like Elmina Castle and Cape Coast, where you'll see with your own eyes what our ancestors endured. You'll also experience modern Ghana, the culture, the people, the food, and the history they carry, giving you a broader understanding of how our story intersects with theirs. If you've ever wanted to deepen your understanding of our history, this is your opportunity. There are 25 spots available, and once those spots are gone, that's it. So don't wait. Secure your spot today by paying a deposit and be part of this unforgettable journey. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
What if I told you there's a news platform made just for us? Unfiltered, unapologetic, telling our stories from Africa and the diaspora. African Diaspora News Channel app keeps you informed and empowered from wherever you are at any time. Don't just watch, join the movement. Download the app now and stay connected to the news that matters.
I'm sorry. I didn't hit the button. Thank y'all for joining us. All right. Glad I didn't get here in too long. We appreciate y'all. It is Monday, July 7th. And we trucking along. I know next month school about to start for these children. Oh boy. Back to buying school supplies and all the going back to school again. For me, it feel like they just got out of school. I think back in the end of May, they got out of school, and they're going to be back in school again. Hold on. Let me make sure I can see y'all. Give me a second. Man, what's wrong with this thing here? Something going on? Hold on. I can't even press my button here. Hold on. I got to see y'all. Give me a second. Man. Well, until I get this button pressed, tonight I saw a video that come across my desk here, and the video that came across my desk was very interesting, and we want to take our time to go through it. We're not going to be, nothing mean or nothing like that. There's no reason to be mean, and everything is definitely no reason to be mean. Hold on, what is this? Okay, you say I'm good? Okay, cool. All right. So we good. I hear myself pretty good. I can see y'all. Beautiful. A few things outside the video we're going to be covering tonight. How many of y'all in Canada? Any of y'all in Canada out there? Toronto in particular? Any of y'all out there? Where it's been confirmed that we will be going to Toronto next month at the Pan-African Film Festival, and also they're going to have a media brunch as well. So what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can show y'all that website, if I can pull it up. Give me a second if I can pull it up on the screen real quick. And I've never been to Canada before, so this is awesome to go to Canada. Let me see, where is this at? Okay, it's right here. Hold on, let me move it here. And so, where is it at? All right, boom. So this is the Pan-African Film Festival out there in Canada. And they're having the festival here in 2025, as you can see here. And it's black folks from all over the world. They come to Canada. They also see I'm coming there. That's one of my pictures. I mean, they did a thing with the tie there. But I'm coming out. And I definitely will be out there. I'll be in Canada actually for a couple of days, but I'll be there at the supper club as well for the brunch buffet and all of that. Now, if you had wanted to, hold on, let me see if I can click this other button here. They're selling tickets to this other event, and if you want to buy tickets to go, it's a brunch and all of that. You're supporting all the good black people in Canada. So I can move this over here so y'all can see exactly what I'm looking at. Let me see. It's the third annual. Give me a second. Yeah, there we go. All right. It's the third annual Toronto Pan-African Film Festival Film and Media Brunch. And so we want all y'all to come out. All y'all that watch us in Canada, from what I heard, we got a pretty good amount of people watching. It's true, because when I look at the analytics, we have a good amount of people all watching out of Canada. So this will be our time to check us out. And so we're coming out there next month, ladies and gentlemen. So it'd be great to meet some of you great brothers and sisters out there in Canada. And let me know what the good things to do and what the hospitality. Now listen, all that mess with Trump and all of that, Canadians, that has nothing to do with FBAs. We have nothing to do with that. That's Trump and them good white folk. Y'all deal with that. we coming to talk about things for black people, right? And we know whether you're in Canada, America, same thing. We're dealing with the same issues. And if you see what Emma reports on, you really see it's the same things going on, right? But it'd be great to break bread with you brothers and sisters in Canada. So make sure to go out there to the Pan-African Film Festival they have every year. And it'll be our first time coming out, and we thank them for inviting us out. All right, a few more things, not to keep on rambling and all of that. Thank you for joining us definitely on the ADNC app. We so thankful for that, because without y'all support on the app, it gives us a little bit more wiggle room. On the Ethiopia trip that we conducted, episode 3 and 4, or day 3 and 4, is almost wrapped up being edited. If not, it's already edited. I need to go check, because I was told about that today, or it should be in this evening. We get the thumbnails and we put that up. So day 3 and 4. So those of you who did go on the trip, you're on the app, you'll see it. Now we're going to do one video for YouTube so you can see it, but it'll be kind of like a mashup. It won't be each day like it is on the app. So on the app, you're going to get more. So like even when we go to Canada, we're going to film things you'll get each day on the app, but we'll do like one mashup video for this platform, because we got to give our people more that's on the app. We can't give them just everything to YouTube, then what's the point of the app? And I thank the person who told me that a long time ago and say, Phil, well, what are you offering on the app? What are you giving? Because if you give the same thing YouTube, what's the point? And that person changed my whole thing when they said that. So some of the comments y'all leave helps me. So not every comment, even a quote unquote negative comment, is not trolling. Sometimes it's a legitimate comment, like that's legitimate. I appreciate that comment, right? So whoever the person said, and some of y'all inspire me by some comments you tell me, like, let me dig deeper. Let me create new things. Let me do other things, right? Let me make things better. And the only way I can do that is sometimes with a little pushback. And so I'm always looking to not all the time that people praising me, but sometimes, hey, maybe you could try this, maybe you can try that. I'm like, you're right. Just like with the AI network, that came off of saying, what can we do different? What can we do? And Lord, let me talk about that. Oh, God, let me talk about that. We're going to get to the main topic. Just hold on to some of you impatient people. But I've heard everything about that from, hold on, let me go through it. It must be some Asian people with that channel. It got to be some racist white people. Now I just heard it's some Africans. I'm like, why am I hearing everybody but a black American? Why is that? Why can't black Americans be behind anything with new technology or anything that's like doing something different? Why can't we be behind it? Why gotta be the white folks and the Asians and now the Africans? I didn't know that. But why gotta be everybody but us? Like, let's listen. What is going on with y'all reading and listening comprehension? Why would white people, just in general, do you actually go watch the videos on the AfroWire channel and listen to the theme of the videos? Like, do you actually listen? Why would they put that up? When they put something up, they doing all that Keisha stuff they doing now with all the stereotypes with the Ultima. That's what they go do. They don't do anything trying to uplift black people, okay? Surely the Asians is not going to go do nothing to uplift black people. I'm like y'all say some of y'all who's making comments over there, it doesn't even make sense. Like, seriously, it baffles me. So what white person is going to have the things we're having? What white person is going to have Sister Samila? What are they going to have? Why would they have a Sister Samila cooking them too? Right? And cooking them with the Quran. Why would they create that? That has to do with upliftment of black folk, not stereotype. Listen, if white folks create something, they're going to create stereotypes times 1,000. They're not going to create no empowerment, upliftment, cooking them. They're not going to do that. So it's like, just because it's technology doesn't mean it's a white person behind the scenes. God. It gets I think sometimes some of the responses, like some of my people, I had to address that. I just had to address that. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. That was my little rant. You know, Black, we are capable of using technology. I want y'all to understand, we are capable as Black people. Now, there was, Jane, I get it, Jane, I get it, 100%, Jane, I had everything I do new, Jane, it's always going to be pushback. I noticed that. But I read, if nobody pushed back on you on the things you're doing, you're probably not doing nothing special. So that's a good thing. So this video that we're going to look at tonight, and while we're doing this stream, I say, oh, wow, this is a good video. And this video with this lady, Miss Kellie, I don't know the lady. I kind of looked at some of her, one or two of her videos. But I want y'all to listen to what she says. And we're going to answer her in a genuine manner, which this is no roasting. This is no talking slick. This is just a genuine response to a video that was presented to Black people. I'm Black American, FBA. I'm that. So I want to respond as a person from our greater community, correct? Who has a platform. So let's go on and play the video, okay? And then let's build from there.
Well, that big bereavement bill has passed, and it's going to break a lot of people. So now what? I want to speak directly to my Black and Indigenous friends and followers. So I'm asking you, what would need to happen for you to trust white people enough to stand together in the fight against fascism? This shit isn't new to you. You are experienced in surviving a government that never protected you. For hundreds of years, you've built mutual aid societies, care networks, whole systems of survival in a nation that wanted your labor and subservience, but not your well-being. White people are not ready for this.
Okay, I'm going to continue. I just want to stop, and I'm stopping for a reason. So she's asking for the help of FBAs. She says that we've been through a whole lot. America put us through hell. She's acknowledging that. Okay. So just want to stop there. So let's go ahead. So that means everyone in her community seen our suffering. Okay. All right. That's just the point I want to make.
We were comfortable not knowing that bad things could happen to us too. And we're not prepared. This is what they trained us for, to be passive when they turned the big screw. But some of us are paying attention finally. I don't believe we're going to fix racism in this country, not anytime soon, but as we're in trouble together right now. Back in 1676, poor white and Black folks rose up together in Bacon's Rebellion. The way they did this was to team up together, poor Black people, poor white people, and fight against the elite class. My question is the hard one I started out with. What would need to happen for you to trust us enough to stand together in the fight against fascism? Not to be led by us. You'd be right to not want any part of a white-led resistance. The truth is, we need your wisdom and your experience. And I'm not asking for grace. I don't think I have any right to ask for that. I'm asking for guidance. What can we do together for the benefit of us all? That Native and Black people are far better equipped to face what is coming than white people are. You also have very good reasons not to trust us. So what would it take? I'm not an expert, just an avid learner. School me, and please join me in getting curious.
All right. We're going to start that back up, but I see a lot of y'all making comments, and listen, the Native part, I can't speak on Native and Indigenous. I can't speak on any of that. I'm not going to speak on that. I'm only going to speak on Black. That's it. That's it. Now, she asked a lot of questions. But she came in the spirit of what we've seen before as of recently with what's going on in Los Angeles, what was happening to the Hispanic community, right? The Hispanic community got, is dealing with the pressure of ICE and them just doing the most to them. And then what happened? They start coming and say, hey, FBAs, we need a coalition. What's going on? And FBAs say, oh, no. This is what has been happening with y'all all this time. Now, Miss Kellie, that's that issue that I'm discussing. Now let's go ahead on and center right back to what you're asking. Now, I'm not saying you personally had anything to do with some of the issues that's going on today. You may be the nicest person on planet Earth. You may be the most helpful person on the planet Earth. I'm not accusing you of anything at all as a person, okay? I'm saying this up front. But let's go ahead and dive back into what you're saying, because we really got to speak on this, because you got to understand history to understand where we at right now, okay? And then we want to diagnose, why are you saying what you're saying? All right, let's get back to that. All right, let's start it back over again. Sorry about that. Hold on. I forgot to click a button.
Well, that big bereavement bill has passed, and it's going to break a lot of people.
The reason why she's saying that about the big, beautiful bill is because there's going to be a lot of Medicaid cuts. And a lot of these Medicaid cuts is going to hit the white rural community hard. You understand? There's so many cuts going on with that, with nursing homes. And it's about to be crazy what's about to really happen to them. Black folk, we don't be having insurance. No way. So we don't get anything. We lucky, okay, if we get some EBT, right? We lucky we get some Section 8. Most black folks not even on the Affordable Care Act. Let's call that what it is. Either we got some regular insurance through our job or we don't. That's usually what it is with us. And a lot of us just don't. Sure, I remember years where you have, hey man, you sick, go to the emergency room, because they gotta cover you. But with this cuts in Medicaid with the big beautiful bill, that stuff gonna be cut down too with the money. They know this. This is why she's saying what she's saying. But understand, Miss Kellie, your community overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump, period. Your community pushed him in more than anybody else. You can't say black folks did it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. Sure, there's some things that Trump talked about that some of us definitely couldn't agree with, like the mass deportations, because Biden did mass illegal immigration, and they were dumping them in the cities where black people are at and taking resources away from black people. So a lot of black people are like, yeah, man, where Trump at? Because this got to stop. Because we understood that if Kamala got in, there's going to be more of that. But realistically, more black people sat it out. They didn't vote for Trump. Now, the ones that did vote, more voted for Kamala. Only a small amount voted for Trump, okay? So that's just the bottom line. A lot of black people said after the election, especially when they seen the Latinos and the Asians and different groups voted the way they voted, they say, nah, we cool. We delineating. We ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? So now you got the big, beautiful bill. Now you have it, and that's what got y'all scared. You know, black people not scared of no big, beautiful bill? Shoot, actually, some of the tax benefits I'm looking forward to in the big, beautiful bill, so bring that on, right? I definitely want some tax benefits. But let's continue.
Now what? I want to speak directly to my Black and Indigenous friends and followers. So I'm asking you, what would need to happen for you to trust white people enough to stand together in the fight against fascism? This shit isn't new to you. You are experienced in surviving a government that never protected you. For hundreds of years, you've built mutual aid societies, care networks, whole systems of survival in a nation that wanted your labor and subservience, but not your well-being.
All right. 2 points here to make. 2 points. First point, what could people in the white American community do to get black people to trust you? Nothing. Nothing. It's really nothing you can do. Could you make some things right? Yes. The first thing you would have to do to make some things right, to even entertain a conversation like this, you have to pay reparations in the form of cash payments to FBAs wholesale. Period. The difference with reparations versus some of these other communities, we're saying cash payment, one-time payout, we gonna take our money, we good. Now, if you want to spread out the money between 5 years, 10 years, or something like that, hey, you know what I calculated, every FBA get about $250,000 in reparations. I'm talking about when I kind of broke it down between 17 trillion, broke up between 43 million, that's about 225,000 to 250,000 each, FBA, right? We can set up an office because it don't just go to black, it goes to the freedmen, black Americans, right? We set up the office to establish all of that. It's easily, you can trace our ancestors back to the plantation. My great, number 3, great grandmother and grandfather was the last slaves on the plantation in Louisiana in my family. I was so floored when I read that. I was so floored. Okay. And my family stayed in Louisiana all the way up until a lot of them moved away, went to Port Arthur for those jobs. A lot of FBAs can trace their lineage back to the slavery plantations. So the first thing y'all have to do, white Americans who want black Americans help, you got to support cash payment reparations. Think about it like this, white America. Let's go back to the Doge situation. Look at all the billions of dollars that was given to foreign nations for stupidity, right? Black Americans are Americans. We are the foundation, right? If you give black Americans $250,000 apiece, that money is not going to be shipped off like you have with these immigrants who sending billions of dollars outside this country. That money will be a stimulus to the whole economy. Black Americans will spend that money with even your businesses, right? Black Americans would either grow their businesses or create businesses, which as they create more businesses, what happens to the economy? It gets better. It brings in more tax revenue for the country on top of that, right? We can create jobs in our communities so we can get some of our young men and women off these streets that could be out here committing crimes or scamming. We can give them some decent jobs so they can work good for a living, right? That would really help out black America. And when black America see you do that, they can say, oh, okay, well, they moving in the right direction. Doesn't mean we fully trust you, but it says, okay, well, this is moving in the right direction. The second thing you have to do after that, you have to get rid of all your laws on the books that harms black Americans specifically. You need to make an amendment to the 13th Amendment, okay? That's the second thing you need to do. Now, you say, well, the 13th Amendment, yes. It says no slavery except prison. We don't want prison slavery. No slavery in this country. And we know that system targets black Americans more than any other group, okay, for slavery. So it should be no slavery in the United States, period. No except, no but, no nothing. No slavery in this country. Eradicate slavery. Eradicate the private prisons and all the different things that's done to hold us down. You understand? Prosecute these police as the laws say they should be prosecuted. Because all the laws is on the books to prosecute these police. When black folks say get rid of qualified immunity, that's another thing you can do to make black people think you're going in the right direction. Another thing you can do is an anti-black hate crime bill. That's another thing you can do to show black people you're going in the right direction. You can audit all the banks and look at their lending practices. And you can see how they're not giving black people home loans and business loans. You can clearly see that. And the ones that has a pattern of this, they need to be fined and people need to be jailed. And you need to put laws on the books that demand that Black Americans get the same equal as everything else. In the court system, how you can make changes to show Black people that you really mean business. No more all white juries. The best law to have is this. Whatever person that's a defendant, half of the jury has to be the community of that defendant. That way, that defendant cannot say that they had an all-white jury. Because a true jury of your peers is who you live around. Most Black people live around Black people. Now, some of us live in mixed communities. Some of us live in white communities, but the majority of us live in Black communities. Well, a jury of our peers would be at least 6 Black people, right? At least. So no one could say it's not fair because you had at least had 6 Black people on the jury. Okay? All white juries and all white adjacent juries, what I mean by white adjacent, anybody that can be labeled white on the census, white adjacent juries, they should not be. If you want to show Black people that you mean business. Shall I keep going, ladies and gentlemen? A lot of things that they can do to help out. Gentrification of neighborhoods in our communities, raising property taxes. Well, I'm a firm believer you should abolish property taxes. I'm on that. No one should pay property taxes. If you paid off your home, if your home and your grandmama had bought this house 30 years ago, there's no way you should be paying property taxes on it. They paid for that already. Now, if you want to wrap up property taxes in the payments, no problem. But after that house is paid, no, gentrifying Black people out of their areas and bringing in people like that's a whole scam. Right? Now, there's just a few things that you can do. And we can go all night talking about what you can do to make Black people even think, okay, well, maybe let's see how they act, right? Now, you mentioned that we have been through so much in this country and we built systems and did the different things that we have to survive America, okay? You admit this. So that means you, ma'am, even yourself, have watched our suffering all this time. The same thing we asked the Latinos. Why are you saying something now? It's just a genuine question. Why are you saying something now if you know and knew that we have been through hell in America at the hands of people within your community who are anti-Black racists? How come you're just saying something now and not saying something back then? And we know the answer to that question, but I have to ask that question. Because when you come to a person, let me tell you something. When a person only know you when there's a problem, they never really talk to you no other time except when they're in a problem, and then you go help this person, right? And then they get good and they disappear on you. Then they get in another problem again, and here they come finding you, calling you, oh, I got this problem. You help them again. Eventually you start noticing the pattern. Well, man, you only talk to me when you got an issue. You don't talk to me and see how I'm doing. You don't know if I had a cold last week. You didn't ask me how my cat doing. You didn't ask me about if I had a birthday. You don't even ask me anything. You don't even see if I need anything from you. Man, I had to move something the other day. You didn't call me and say, hey, man, if you ever need me, hey, man, holler at me because you help me. You know what I'm saying? Eventually people be like, so you only want to come around when you need something. That means you're using people, right? And just like we told the immigrants about that, ma'am, this is the same thing. You're coming to us because you're in trouble. Because Trump and them passed a one big beautiful bill, and it's not going to be beautiful for you and your community. So you want to ask Black people, what did y'all do? Teach me how to survive in lack. Teach me how to survive when it's crunch time. We wouldn't have to be in these situations if your community was about true equality. Listen, Black folks have never asked any of you to be Lord, to want to be Lord and Master over you. All Black folks asked for was, let's close this wealth gap. We want to be equal. We want laws that's equal. We don't want to be oppressed. We don't want to be scammed, undermined, or anything. When we sell a home, y'all scam us out of the value of our home because we're black. Not because the home is bad. Listen, if the home is bad, why can't home sales be based on merit, right? Y'all talk about merit. If home sales are based on merit, it means like the true value of that home is what that home is. No, you don't do it like that. That home could be immaculate, and just because you're black, your home value goes down. That is racist as hell, and people have been sued for that mess. Things like that, y'all got to get rid of for black folks to even halfway entertain that conversation. Y'all have a lot of work to do. And y'all suffering because of the big, beautiful bill or anything else Trump and them going to do. It's kind of like that statement, suck it up, buttercup. Let's continue. I'm just responding. Hold on. Prime One says, family, this system's being visited by Yahashua. Y'all can believe these folks y'all want. Why would our oppressors empower us to be independent and successful? That's an oxymoron. Thought family. Okay. All right. That's his opinion there. And Carlette says, we will not be everybody's whipping board and you didn't appreciate it or reciprocate it. We are taking care of us. And that is correct. Let's go ahead and continue.
White people are not ready for this.
And do you think black people was ready for all the suffering we had? I just want to stop there and say that you're not ready, but we've been ready a whole lot of times. So now, like, that's why it's going to be hard on y'all. Because your community sat there, watched us suffer for years, and never thought it was going to come visit your doorstep. Let me tell you something: the pain and the fall it's going to be so hard. And I've been preaching this. I'm like, look, by the time Trump get out of office, they not gonna know if they coming or going. They literally gonna be crying to black people, like, black people, please help us, please save us. And we're like, no, we good.
We were comfortable not knowing that bad things could happen to us too, and we're not prepared. This is what they trained us for, to be passive when they turned the big screw. But some of us are paying attention finally. I don't believe we're going to fix racism in this country.
Okay, if you admit, I don't believe we can fix racism in this country, well, how would black people trust you then? If you can't fix something that comes from your overall community. I'm not saying you, ma'am. I'm saying your overall community. You can fix racism in this country if you want to. Oh, yes, you can. You can outlaw racism tomorrow. Yes, you can. You can put up true hate speech laws if you wanted to tomorrow. Oh, freedom of speech. The people that scream freedom of speech the most is the people that want to use hate speech. And what I mean by hate speech, I mean racial slurs, things like that, right? What I've learned, let me tell you something how I used to be. I used to be real against a lot of online moderation. I used to be real against that. Like, man, people, why these platforms moderating so hard? I didn't get a rude awakening about that until X. When Elon Musk came in from Twitter, now called X, took off all the moderation guardrails. In one instance, it's like, oh yeah, it's great, but here's the other problem. Their community. And it's all N-word this, N-word that, all day, every day. Racism. And then it clicked. I'm like, they need guardrails on speech for them. Not for us, for them. Because they don't know how to act. And in other countries, you can't say whatever you want. Sorry, you just can't. And in this country, you can't say whatever you want. If you say a certain thing about the president, the FBI comes see you. You can't go scream, there's a bomb on an airplane or something like that, and it's not true. They're going to come see you. You can't make threats online. Threats can be considered terroristic threats, and you can get arrested from the state, from local, or federal, right? So no, just because no. Freedom, your speech is not truly free. No, it's not. You can't say whatever you want. You can say a whole lot more than what most could say in other countries, yes, but you can't say whatever you want. It's bottom line. So no, you can make laws against racism tomorrow if you wanted to. You could say, hey, the Confederate battle flag is banned, and if anybody got it, that's a $250,000 fine and 5 years in prison. You could say the neo-Nazi, flag, that's banned, or the Klan outfit, or whatever thing that could be, considered you going to jail. They can put a law on whatever they want to put a law on. Trust me, we know about the black codes. They made it illegal for us not to have a job. Black folks can't even stand on a corner. Oh, you ain't got a job? You going to jail. We're going to put you in some convict leasing. That's the black codes, okay? So if y'all can enact the black codes, then maybe y'all should enact some white supremacist codes. Don't tell me they can't make a law. Yes, they can.
Not anytime soon, but as we're in trouble together right now.
No, we're not either. We're not in trouble together at all. No. Black folk been suffering in this nation from day one. We wasn't suffering together. Excuse me. We were not suffering together. Just like all the immigrants. Oh, we in this together. Oh, no, we not either. No, we're not. And Miss Kellie, your community in particular, I'm talking about the greater white American community, have been the author of our confusion and the perpetrator of our pain for hundreds and hundreds of years. And y'all have not made it right. Y'all talk about Martin Luther King and, what would Dr. King do? We would know what he would do and say if y'all wouldn't have killed him. It don't matter if you were like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. Didn't even matter what side you were on. Y'all still orchestrated the death of those two brothers and many other brothers and sisters who was fighting for equality and freedom and making America live up to what the Constitution say it's supposed to be. And now, because the suffering is starting to hit y'all front door, now you're looking at the FBAs and say, hey, listen, we've saved y'all way too many times. And what have y'all done? Let's go back to the Revolutionary War. I can do 2 or 3 days of this. The Revolutionary War, when you had the British on your back, remember? And you came to the FBAs then and say, hey, if you help us get the British off our back, hey, we'll get you out of slavery, right? And who jumped off the Revolutionary War? Crispus Attucks. Y'all didn't even jump it off. It took Crispus Attucks to do it. They won the Revolutionary War because of the help of black folk. They got excited July 4th, 1776. That should have been the day that black people and white people in this nation should have celebrated their freedom, right, from oppression. What did y'all do? What did y'all do to my ancestors after they helped y'all get out of trouble with the British? Come on, people in the chat. What did they do to our ancestors after we helped them get the British off of their back? What did they do to black people? Where's my history, people? What did they do? What did they do? Come on, class. I'm waiting for the answer. What did they do? Thank you, Eric. Appreciate Eric for answering. They put our people right back in slavery for almost another century. We helped you, and you put us right back in slavery. The same thing that you're saying, ma'am, your greater community said back then. We need to help black people. Then we get back in slavery, right? Then you come to us again. Help us fight the Confederates and all of that, and we, because you can get you free. Our people go to help and fight, right? Okay, cool. The North wins the Civil War because of black people, and Abraham Lincoln acknowledged that it's because of black people, or we wouldn't have won the Civil War. Black people get off the plantations, right? Finally, June 19th, 1865. Then you had Reconstruction for 10 years, right? Reconstruction. Black folks are doing well during Reconstruction. You say, hey, the Union troops going to watch black people, make sure to keep them racists away from them. We all good. Black people working, building things up. What ended up happening? The Great Compromise. Pulled the Union troops out, and what happened? We was under hell again. But we helped y'all defeat the Confederates. Look, this is American history I'm quoting. I'm not making up some alternate universe, okay? We have always been there to help you when you're in trouble. All your wars, who've been there to help you with them? Name a conflict that black Americans didn't help you assist you with. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Desert Storm, you name it. Whatever it may be, our soldiers would go and fight World War I. It had nothing to do with FBA. Then coming back to this country and having the Red Summer. Our black American soldiers was coming here and getting put in a tree in a military uniform. Go overseas fighting for this country and come back here and treat it worse than what they were overseas. And some of them brothers didn't want to come back, and some of them didn't. They said, man, I'm staying overseas. I'm not going back to America. I'm treated better over here. And I don't really blame them, be honest with you. I don't blame them. That's what y'all were doing to us. World War II, y'all did the exact same thing. Black people you want us to go fight, but we can't sleep in the same quarters. We can't do anything, but you want us to be out there in the front lines fighting for you. My grandparents fought in World War II. My grandfather, he told me that all, you know what I'm saying? He told me all about World War II and how they were treated. Then you come back to this country and you're not treated right after you being a veteran of World War II. World War II had nothing to do with FBA. That was Germany and all they crap. FBA had nothing to do with any of that mess. Y'all are the one fighting each other on all that mess. And we got to go in there to help you. So every time that we have helped out as black people, we don't get nothing out of it. We get screwed over in the end. And I understand that's been the history, though, of your community. The Native Americans was nice to you. What did you do to them? Africans was nice to you. What did you do to them? The Filipinos was nice to you. What did you do to them? The East Indians was nice to you. What did you do to them? The Tasmanians, you wiped them out. The Tainos and all of them was nice to you. What did you do to them? I'm just talking about globally now. You have a history of backstabbing. Let me say it at minimum. Somebody help you, you don't be a friend. You turn on them. And that's why a lot of the world right now not really feeling America no more, because America make a deal with you and then backstab you tomorrow. People cool on that stuff now. Globally. They're cool with that. They say like America's not really a good partner no more because they say one thing and then they do something else tomorrow. And it has nothing to do with Trump because each time you got a new president, that happens. So you fast forward and say FBAs. Every time white people have suffered, there's always been other white people have done it to you. Whether it's when you was in Europe, same thing. It was your people that did it. It's not our job to come clean up y'all mess no more. We have to focus on cleaning up our mess and our homes that have been so neglected because we've been cleaning up everybody's mess. Your mess from day one. We have been, listen, we had wiped you behind. Our black women was nursing your babies. Okay, literally. You had black women nursing your babies. You didn't even nurse your own, not saying you, ma'am, but we're talking about the overall community at that time. You didn't want to nurse your own babies. Black people did everything for you. Literally. Okay? It's time for black women to nurse their own babies. It's time for black people to take care of our own homes and build our own things and to just even heal. We have to have a time of healing. In order for us to have a time of healing, we have to establish boundaries, okay? Boundaries. And this boundaries we are setting says you have no access to us no more. You could cry. You could say, well, black people, you've been through this and all of that. Okay. Well, go watch all the old videos that's out there from Dr. King and Malcolm X, and you can watch what Minister Farrakhan has said. You can watch what Dr. Claude and you can watch all these great videos that's on the internet right now. You can go watch them and learn from them. But getting access to us and our essence and our spirit, we have to hold that back now to everybody. It's not just one group. It's to everybody. And I know a lot of people are mad, like black people, but we're suffering. Okay. What are we supposed to do about it? But you dealt with this before. Yeah. Well, what am I supposed to do about it? Go talk to your community. They the one made the laws. They the one causing the suffering. We're not controlling your suffering. We have never been in control. So nobody can get mad at us like we ain't controlling ICE. We're not controlling Medicaid, Medicare. We're not controlling no laws. We're not controlling the judges. We're not controlling the police. We're not controlling the banking system. We're not controlling anything as black Americans. Nothing. So you can't come to us and say how you survive it. What are we going to tell you? Go talk to your overall community and say, hey, change these laws, fix this mess. And the problem in your community is both sides in your community are sold out. The Democrats and Republicans are controlled by the bankers, by the tech industry, about super PACs like APAC. Y'all are your politicians are bought and sold. Like, let me tell you something. Your politicians are human trafficked. That's your problem. Your politicians are human trafficked by corporations, super PACs, tech companies. They're human trafficked. They bought. They're paid for. That's your problem. Don't look at us. We ain't got nothing to do with it. It was your Supreme Court, not ours, that did the Citizens United decision that allowed that to happen. That was y'all. We're not stressing out about what's happening. We're good. We literally can watch the whole thing burn down and be sipping a latte at this point. Because the whole time y'all been comfortable, our lives has been on fire. Now it's kind of like we in the fiery furnace. Yeah, may be with you, but we're not getting burned. You are. And since you're getting burned in this fiery furnace, you're saying, how y'all not getting burned? Help me not get burned. This is pain. This fire is painful. As you said, we were built for it, right? We burned for years. Now we're impervious to it. Now you got to go through it. Now what Jesse says, because we dealt with this before, don't mean it hurt any less. It's kind of like, of course things hurt. I mean, if you broke your arm once and you broke it again, sure it's going to hurt, but you're going to be more experienced in the healing, even be more experienced about how to deal with your arm all the way around, right? So what I'm saying is, it's just not really our issue to deal with. So we can't save you. Listen, you're in a position, and I got to wrap this up. You're in a position where we can't save you anymore. We've done our part. We've done everything we could to save you. We built a great nation. We saved you from your oppressor, the British, right? We not only built this nation, we innovated this nation with so many inventions, right? And all that we done for you, it was never enough. You still treated us horribly and less than human. Now you have this generation who's saying we're truly not our grandmothers and grandfathers. We're not turning the other cheek. We're not saying, oh, well, we got to do this because what would Jesus do? And that sort of thing, right? This generation say, no, we've done enough. We preached, we screamed, we yelled. And now what we're doing is no different than in the Bible when God had told Moses, hey, tell my people to go in the house and put that blood of the lamb over the door. And when that death angel passed by, we'll pass that house up. And the ones that don't have it, well, they got a problem. So when we are delineating and stepping back from everything and everybody, that's what's happening right now. I'm just giving you a metaphor. I'm not saying that's happening, but just a metaphor. We in the house. Everyone's upset. Everybody say, come outside, come outside. Everybody's upset about us doing that. But it's amazing how people are acting when they don't have access to us. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it's only going to get bigger and bigger because delineation is getting huge. It's getting huge. I'm telling you, more and more Black Americans are on delineation, and y'all either get with it, learn it, respect our culture, respect us, and understand it's a new day, or you're going to twist and turn and be upset. That's really what it is. And there's no hate. There's no hate toward anybody. I promise you, Black Americans don't have no hate toward the diaspora or anybody. That's just not in us to hate nobody. But we're going to say is we're gatekeeping. We have boundaries, right? And you're not going to just approach us any kind of way anymore. You're not going to steal our culture. You're not going to mock our heritage. You're not going to mock our lineage. You're just not going to do that. We just want cultural respect like everybody else. And if we choose to do something with you, that's a choice. You can't manipulate. You can't gaslight. You can't undermine. You can't backbite. You just can't do anything like that no more. It's not going to work. Shame and taxes really don't work, right? All right. So, Lord, I can keep going, but I got to wrap this up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. It's very important. Make sure you click the like button. If they send you a little survey and say, hey, you like this kind of content? Make sure you say, yeah, I like it, and say it's informative, educational, life-changing, all that stuff. Make sure you do that survey with YouTube, because that's how they recommend our channel, right? So make sure you do that. Leave comments, engage the content. That's also important for y'all, for viewer satisfaction. But thank y'all for listening. Go ahead and check LaSherica out on AfroWire AI. That'll be here in, I guess, in the next 2 minutes. And we'll catch you on the next one. Of course, the podcast tonight, 9